Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. Hope you guys are having a lovely Wednesday. And yeah, you're getting a little double dose of Davey today. How about that, y'all? Yeah, earlier today, I went live with some movie news, just a couple tidbits. But the entree to the movie news were those set photos that Frank Riker from the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast took. And also a photo, our very first look of Pamela from the set that was shared by the Alone in the Dark podcast on an Instagram story. So if you missed that after late night, you're going to want to check that out. I am going to clip out that meaty Friday the 13th chunk. I'm going to overlay those pictures so you can see them even better if you want as we talk through them. And yeah, I'll share that separately there. So look for that to drop later on today, but it's awesome to be hanging out with you guys again on another edition of Late Night with the Davey. Last week, we did Hit the Bricks Live, and we sort of made it late night number 50, which is an awesome milestone to hit. So here we are, our very first episode, headed into that next milestone, which would be the 100th episode of Late Night with the Davey, which is wild. I'm so pumped. I'm really excited too because we've got somebody who I met years and years ago in Portland on the show tonight, a musician buddy, one of the hardest working musicians that I know of out there. So I'm really excited to have a chat with Duncan and also show the music to you guys. Now, I will say this, it's hardcore punk. So it's tough. It's brutal. So get ready for that. We're going to show off a music video from his band Hard Pill, and then we're also going to debut a brand new track from the album that drops on July 30th. And I've pinned a comment right there in the chat, or I pinned a chat in the chat. So if you guys want to pre-save it on Spotify, you can click that link and do so that way. And of course, we'll get into all that. We've got links in the description below for Duncan's band Hard Pill, and he's in a handful of bands. So we'll probably talk a little bit about everything he's got going on once he is here in about 15 minutes. But I wanted to do a little housekeeping with you guys. Those of you who showed up to the news earlier, you kind of already know what's up with the housekeeping. I wanted to show off the brand new merch. But of course, before we get into that, I will say what's up to everybody that we've got here in the chat. And we do have 11 brand new channel members, so maybe we'll have some of those folks pop on in. I see Paula Fitzhenry, who was gifted a membership just today, is here. How are you doing, Paula? So great to see you. We've got Lamontre Gillard in the chat as well. Chester Franklin Jr. What's happening, Chester? And we got Gory Tiger. What's happening, Gory? A pleasure, as always. We've got Ashton Luck. What's happening, Ashton? And of course, Jay Beach. Yes, you are having deja vu. Hello again, Jay Beach. Hope you are doing well this evening. Let's see who else we got here in the chat. Looks like we've got Gene Whitacombe says, hi, Davey. Yes, great to see you again. What's happening, Gene? I hope you're doing well. We've got our girl, original Death Squad mod and channel member, Jamie Hart is in the chat. How are you doing, Jamie? Thank you so much for Jamie placed an order and got some of her I saw it in the theater gear. Maybe I need to send Jamie a few bucks, just a little discount, a little rebate, as it were. Thanks for jumping on in, Jamie. And of course, we'll show off that merch here in a few. I know some of you guys already saw it earlier today, but I figure when it's new, I just want to keep on sharing it. We've got Denise Wheat, one of our great channel members and Patreon member. How are you doing, Denise? So great to see you. And guys, Denise is pushing me to get a Discord server going. So I got the Discord server started, and I'm looking at all the fun things we can do over there. It's actually pretty cool, guys. Like, I can host a real radio show, so we can actually play the music. So you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how to make that something to where channel members can enjoy that. We can do actual radio shows. And then for some of you that don't enjoy watch parties as much because we're not able to show the movie on the screen, guys, we can show the movie on the screen on a watch party over on the Discord. So I'm still in the beginning stages of getting all that going. It is technically up and running. There's just not much there. But I do appreciate Denise reaching out and kind of giving me the nudge on that one for sure. Let's see, what else do we got? It looks like I've said hello to everyone hanging out in the chat so far. Except for, did I miss somebody? Danner, Marshall, what's happening, Danner? Hope you are doing well. Welcome on in. Is this your first time, very first time hanging out? You are kicking it with the Death Squad, so everybody make Danner feel very, very welcome there. And I don't have the Discord in the link yet, Ashton, because there's really not much there. So what I want to do is play around with it, do some tinkering, have somebody, you know, come in and help me sort of test everything and make sure it's up and running. That way, the very first time I go live with something on the Discord, I'm not trying to figure it out just then. I want to make sure it's, you know, ready to go for you guys and as professional and high production as I'm able to make it, for sure. All right, guys. So yeah, a little bit of housekeeping before we really get into everything. Let's see here. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do, I think it's this. Ah, close enough. There we go. How about that? That's cool. All right. So yeah, we've got some new items up on the merch store, and there is a poll in the chat because Denise, again, you know, she reached out. She was like, hey, you should get your logo on some of the merch. And I'm like, oh, I tried. And it was kind of tough for me to get it to work or make it look in a way that was aesthetically pleasing to me. But I'm always willing to go back in, try it again, see if we can make it work. I would love for the logo to be on all of the merch. I mean, that's the whole thing about branding, is you should have the logo on there, even if it's for you guys, even if it's the Death Squad gear, it should have the logo on there. So I do want to share all of that stuff with you. But yeah, guys, there's a poll in the chat. Do you want to see the Davey Deathray logo mixed in on the new Death Squad gear? So 7 of you have voted, and we got 86% of you want to see it. So yeah, if you have an opinion, go ahead and let it be known. And for those of you that haven't seen the merch, let's just go ahead and check it out. So some of this stuff is brand new. I guess what I should do, here's what I'll do, is I'll go and I'll show you all of the older stuff first for some of you first timers here. So we do have Davey Deathray gear that's just Davey Deathray oriented. So plenty of my silly face and logos all over the place. So we've got the headphone tee, which I really dig. We've got the late night with the Davey Science Theater. We also have hoodies for all 3 of those. We've got, let's see here, I'm just going to scroll all the way to the bottom. We've got beanies, baseball hats, a sticker. We've got some pint glasses, mugs, crop top sweatshirts for the ladies, crop top tees for the ladies, regular tees for, you know, late night with the Davey, movie punks, Davey Science Theater 3000. All of this stuff is represented here. The logo, you know, some of it is just focused on just that logo there, but would love to get it on everything else as we move along. We've got some hats as well. We have Hit the Bricks merch. So if you really enjoy Hit the Bricks with Nick from the Lost River Drive-In and Lee from Drum Dums, you can get some gear for Hit the Bricks over here. I really dig that hat big time. Even a little tank top for the ladies as well. And then we've got our new gear here. We've got the Jamie Hart collection, the I Saw That in the Theater collection. So we've got a couple different versions of the t-shirt, one that has black lettering and one that has white lettering. So you can see that represented down there. We have multiple colors on everything too, guys. So you can scan through and find the color that you really enjoy. Multiple colors even on the hats there as well, as you can see. We've got tank tops for the I Saw That in the Theater, the t-shirt with the white lettering in different colors. We've got a hoodie. I really dig that purple hoodie there. That's a fun one. Maroon is looking really nice as well. So plenty of options there. And then we've got our Death Squad merch, which Eli Cortez was like, Davey, you got to put together some Death Squad merch. So we've got our friendly monsters here represented in t-shirt form, of course. And then I call that the superhero logo with the Death Squad lettering there. Then we've got our hoodie in multiple colors. I really like that blue there. I also really like the maroon. And then we've got, of course, a mug. The mug's got the little Davey Deathray logo there on the back side. So fun stuff there. We even have a koozie for the friendly monster superhero Death Squads. And then we've got our like monster. I call this the slime logo. the Death Squad. They're a little more angry looking here. Again, multiple colors. I love this purple here. The way the purple pops with the green. The green makes the purple pop. The purple makes the green pop. Groban likes his girls to pop. So there you go. And then, of course, the hoodie in multiple colors as well for the Death Squad slime logo. We've got some trucker hats that are just 15 bucks. These are like just a regular print, nothing fancy, but we've got a couple different colors for you guys in both the superhero and the, you know, slime logo. We've even got the slime Death Squad black mug. We've got an enamel mug for the I Saw That in the Theater logo. I'm digging that. So that's like a good camping mug. It's not going to like break if you drop it or anything. And then we've got our fancy trucker hats. So the things that make these fancy, it's an embroidered logo. It's not just like painted print. So these are much more durable, I would imagine, and probably a little nicer looking. So they're a few dollars more than just the standard foam trucker hats. Multiple colors as well on these. I really dig that red, white, and blue there for the superhero one. The Death Squad even comes in a little pink action there. You could do the all white. And yeah, you know, I'm just curious now that you guys have seen these items, do you want me to work that Davey Deathray logo? I know I can find a creative way of sneaking it in everything, you know, even if it's just kind of like the corner of these Death Squad logos. And there's probably a little space for it somewhere with the I Saw That in the Theater. So let me know in the poll. All of that stuff is live right now on the channel. I try everything I can to make these items as affordable as possible. Most of the time on these shops, like with Fourth Wall, they usually start you at the point where you're making like $6 or something off every item. That's just where they default it. I usually cut it down to like 3 or 4. So I want it to be affordable. I'd rather have you guys, you know, purchasing and being able to represent the gear and enjoy some of this stuff than make an extra buck or two. So yeah, I'm super pumped about the new merch. Please, guys, if there's anything that you're looking for, if you want like pint glasses or tumbler glasses or a water bottle, or they even have like aprons, they have all sorts of stuff. They have friggin' bucket hats. I'm not too into the bucket hats and they're relatively expensive. But if one of you wants one and you pick a design that you really like that you want on there, I'll put it on the shop. Far be it from me to say no as far as all that stuff goes. So yeah, guys, let me know. There are links to my socials down in the description below. So you can reach out to me on Twitter, reach out to me on Instagram, something like that. You could even drop a comment on this video, especially if you're watching after the fact. Let me know what you're looking for in the shop and I'll do everything I can to make it happen for you. So that's the commercial I've got there for you. There we go. I am back full screen. I see Duncan is there in waiting, so that's awesome. We will get Duncan on here in just a few minutes. Really quick before we go any further, we're almost 15 minutes in, but guys, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, drop a comment if you're watching after the fact, and think about sharing the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content. We go live all the time. I'm doing a whole bunch of movie reviews that are pre-recorded. I'm doing a whole bunch more shorts lately. So there's a lot of content on the channel. May was our best month as far as views and growth went. And June was even better, guys. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. Whether you're a Patreon member, a channel member, or you're a subscriber that comes and hangs out on all of these lives and checks out the videos, leaving comments. You guys are friggin' awesome. I love seeing it. We are, let me just check really quick because we're very close to 1,500 subscribers here. So maybe we can reach that tonight. We are currently at 1,491, folks. So tonight's the night. Reach out to a buddy, get them on the channel, have them hop on into the chat, see if they're digging what they see, and then you know, maybe they'll drop a sub. Or if you're feeling extra froggy and you want to get on your socials and be like, let's get our guy Davey Deathray to 1,500 subs. Come on, I mean, why not? It's free, but obviously no obligation. You guys are great, and I love you either way. So no worries, whichever you decide. So let me catch up. I saw some chats come in. And yeah, guys, I was like on one with my caffeine craziness. I feel like I'm still coming down from the caffeine high from earlier. So, oh, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Jamie says, I tried Discord years ago. I didn't understand the app at all. Seemed backwards to me, so I had trouble following along. Yeah, I think there's definitely a learning curve there. I was able to figure out a couple things. I do want to test it out with somebody. Just have one person jump in there and test it with me before. Jay Beach says, Dan or Marshall, welcome to the Death Squad. I'm positive you'll enjoy the community. There are fine people here. Yeah, we're pretty... I mean, maybe myself excluded. I don't know. Everyone else is awesome, Danner. I think the horror YouTube community is absolutely amazing, incredibly supportive. These people are amazing. For this tiny little channel that I've got, the amount of people that keep on coming back for more, it's very, very inspiring and awesome to see, for sure. Oh my God, a brat green color option would eat. Ooh, what's brat green? I mean, I feel like we got that oozy green on the Death Squad logo, but I'm curious what brat green is. I guess I don't know. Jamie says, I like the maroon too, but I chose the purple hoodie. Yeah, purple looks great. Yeah. I'm unbreakable, and so is that mug. There you go. There you go. Yeah. You can show Jamie some love, figuratively, and then show the channel some love by buying some of that I saw it in the theater gear. Wonder if he's going to push the undies again. Hey, that wasn't me. That was Jordan Decker that pushed the undies. So, yeah, I don't know about undies. I'm not sure about that one. Not really my thing. What's happening, Adrian? How's it going, man? So great to see ya. We got Dean Renner, one of our great channel members and Patreon members in the house. And Dean's got an awesome channel called Enter the Cinevault. If you haven't checked it out, go give him a sub. He is well on his way, folks. All right, looks like we're pretty much all caught up with the chat. I don't think I have anything else to shill or really talk about. Actually, here's a couple things. So Land of the Dead just celebrated its 20th anniversary, and Day of the Dead just celebrated its 40th anniversary. So get ready. Get ready for some watch parties. I'm going to be celebrating both of those films. You guys know that I love George A. Romero's zombie films. And yeah, I love Land of the Dead. I think it gets better every single time I watch it. And not only that, Day of the Dead from 1985, easily my favorite zombie film of all time. I don't even know if it's close. And I really love Dawn of the Dead. But oh my God, Day of the Dead is absolutely fantastic. I think it's Romero's most interesting and best script. I think it's Tom Savini's best work to date at that time, maybe even his best work ever. So yeah, get ready, guys. Maybe some watch party action, some retrospective stuff that will be coming up this weekend. Obviously not on the 4th, but maybe on the 5th and the 6th. So keep an eye out. And it looks like our guy, Duncan, is all set. Duncan, are you good to go? Can you give me the thumbs up? Okay, cool. And yeah, we'll see. So Duncan, I'm thinking about playing the, and this is great because Duncan can hear me and I can't hear him. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I want to show off the Hard Pill music video for a song called Clipped Wings. And for those of you that were in the stream a little bit earlier, for those of you that have been following along on the posts, this one's pretty intense and pretty personal. And I mean, I guess there's no way to sugarcoat it. You'll get all the information once you watch the video. I guess that's the good thing about the way the video sort of unveils itself. But back in December, our guy Duncan was brutally attacked while he was at work. We are so happy and fortunate that he's still here. Again, this guy is one of the hardest working musicians I've ever met, and he's hilarious and a big film fan as well. So, here in this community, we watch these movies all the time where characters deal with trauma in different ways, and these are all made up fictional situations. So I thought it would be really interesting to bring on Duncan and see how, somebody in his position where he's actually lived through something like this has found a way to, pour that trauma, the grief, the anxiety, everything that comes along with it, and come out even like stronger and better after something like this, and push all of that into the creative process. So I'm going to show the video for Clipped Wings. Guys, the music is tough and brutal, and it's awesome. And you guys are fans of horror, so you're no stranger to gore and intensity and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to see some of that in the video as well. So I see we've got Prince jumping in. What's happening, Prince? And I see so we've got Duncan through the Hard Pill account here. Yeah, there we go. My name is Duncan. You're about to watch my band's music video called Clipped Wings. And you know, here's the thing too about Duncan. When I met Duncan, he was a drummer in a whole bunch of different bands. And he has like shifted. I mean, he still plays drums and everything. It's so awesome. You guys, I talk about this all the time, seeing artists like stretch themselves and do new things. And for all I know, he's been singing, you know, for himself or maybe in other bands when he was younger for a long time. But to come out in a band like Hard Pill and to deliver the kind of vocal performances with this intensity, it's fucking awesome and truly inspiring. So, I mean, it would be inspiring without everything he's been through. That just makes it all the more impressive. We would have never seen Laurie Strode do something like start a hardcore band, right? That's the version of Halloween we've never gotten, is the version where Laurie Strode starts a hardcore band. So, okay, guys, I've talked enough. I've rolled out this red carpet that's about a mile long now. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the video for Clipped Wings, and I'm going to make sure that it is full screen. Let me see here. Sorry, guys. Just, there we go. Okay, let me get this banner off of here. I'm going to pause the music. I know you can't see me right now, but you can hear me. And here we go, guys. Clipped Wings by Hard Pill. I hope you all enjoy. Here we go.
The DJ says
29-year-old
this attack
Peyton
was
Lathan appearing in
completely
court
unprovoked.
after being indicted on 4 charges,
Shelby,
including
it's a
attempted
crazy
murder in the
story,
second
like,
degree.
it all happened
That's
at
Duncan
Allen's
Allen.
Vegan
He
Street
was
Fire
stabbed by
in
Peyton Lathan at Casa Diablo's
Diablo.
When officers found Lathan, they say they found 2 black and silver knives on the ground near her. One had a red stain. According to court documents, while Lathan was being arrested, she repeatedly told a quote-unquote police officer that she will be
First responders arrived in a matter
As
of
for
minutes
Allen,
and
he may be
stabilized
out of
Allen
work,
on the
but
way to
he's
the
not done
hospital.
with music.
Lathan was hiding outside the building.
This is going to be
with 2
okay,
knives.
and we'll get through
He was
this.
found and
I didn't
arrested.
cry. I thought I was going to cry. I was going to have these huge feelings, and all I felt was more alive than I've ever felt before. So music is not slowing down.
Allen says all he could think about was staying alive for his dog Stone.
What's your reaction to Peyton's arraignment today?
I heard she got attempted murder. That's awesome.
As I stare at the sky, like it's the first time in my life, I hope and I pray that this feeling never goes away. Cause I have seen the end, and I know where it begins. So as long as I breathe, it's a gift. Scream with me, I will live. I won't stop. I will fight every day. Till this life bottoms out, I will win. I will rise. I will never break my cadence or lose my stride. Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. I won't let go. Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. I'll give you a show. Disattitude and despair is what you will do. Dying in the darkness, your fear will grow. Your humanity stripped bare. Do you think I fucking care? I wish you nothing but the worst. Now I am your fucking curse. Fight your hurt, fight your heart. Fight your hate, fight your hate. Fight yourself erased. You fucking ingrate! Die today, die tomorrow, doesn't mean a thing! Kill yourself immediately as you're deafened from the ring! I will live! I won't stop! I will fight every day till this life bottoms out! I will win! I will rise! I will never break my cadence or my strength. Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. I won't let go. Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. I'll give you a show. Take all of the abuse. That is now your use. Get tortured like hell in your goddamn cell. Bury yourself in your mind. My face is all you'll find. I am not letting or turn back. I will survive. Yeah. Feet on the coward who try to clip these wings. Oh. Fuck. Yeah! Feed on the cowards! Feed on the coward! Feed on the coward who tried to clip these words! Die, 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 no!
Holy cow, were you guys ready for that or what? That's a while. I'm sweating extra after watching that video. That was amazing. We're gonna bring in our guy Duncan right now. Let me see if I can get StreamYard to cooperate here. There we go. How are you doing, Duncan?
Good. How you doing, man?
Doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. You've got to be really excited to get this record out. I've got all the links for everything in the description. We'll get to all of that kind of stuff later, but what's it like seeing that video? I'm sure you've watched it a whole bunch, getting it ready to unveil to everyone, but what's that like? Here we are, about 7 months removed from the incident. What's that experience like for you?
It's definitely weird. Like initially, it was really rough to get through, honestly. Like in the first like 2 or 3 months were really bad, honestly. Constant night terrors, just really bad experiences. But recently it's gotten much better. Everything's gotten better. I've been making a lot more music, putting everything into like Confusion Range, basically, which is the full length that we've been coming out with. But yeah, watching that video, it just brings back a lot of memories, from that experience, and it brings back a lot of feelings every time I watch it. The first time I saw it was crazy. That was like, holy shit! Like I couldn't believe what I was seeing, honestly. Even when we were doing it, I was like, this is surreal that we're actually going through with this. But all the dudes were really on board with it, and they supported it, and like the catharsis that needed to be reached with it, and it worked out.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the lessons that people can take from this. And again, like this is, we're part of the horror community here on YouTube, so people are used to seeing the fictionalized version of all of this, and even rooting for characters that have gone through trauma and everything. So that's why I thought it was would be great to have you on to actually talk about what that's been like for you. And I mean, it's got to be, like you're saying, completely surreal while you're filming it and putting it all together. But is it one of those things where you're just like, of course this is the kind of thing I was going to do? Is it something like when you were recovering from everything, were you like, I can't wait to put this into the art? Because
no, like when I was recovering from it, I had no intention of even like, at the time there was like nothing I was thinking about doing as far as like music goes with that. And then I don't know, I was having like a night where I was having these like night terrors, and I'd like start crying and freaking out for like a good solid 30 minutes, and I have to like calm down. And I had gone like 2 or 3 or maybe 2 weeks without having one, and then I had like a really bad one. And I was sitting there, and I was like finally like recovering from it, and like catching my breath. And I just thought in my head, I was like, I feel like this chick like clipped my wings. You know what I mean? Right when I thought that in my head, I just like pulled out my phone and just started like writing everything I was feeling basically in the moment. And then, yeah, like I texted the dudes and I was like, hey, like, you know, we have something we have to make. So if you guys are cool with doing this, I'd like to do it with Hard Pill. And, you know, they were like, yeah, totally on board. And then when it came to time to do the video, I brought up I was like, man, I would love to like, and then like, that's all I was thinking. Like when it happened, I would love to like, you know, do what she did to me basically. And I was like, well, then I started having these weird nightmares where like, that actually like would happen in my brain because I was just trying to work my way through it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I guess we're just gonna, you know, I'd like to use that for the video. And I brought it up to them, like not thinking they would be into it at all or be not be into it, just be like, ah, man, I don't know about that. And then they were like, yeah, let's go. Like they were like, let's do it. That's a great idea. And they
yeah, I mean,
no reservations about doing it.
Yeah, and we see, I mean, that's the thing too, like especially with this genre of music, like we've seen, you know, with hardcore and then even with metal, you know, there are plenty of like kind of horror themed videos. So someone, even if you took it like out of context, somebody would probably still say, oh, that's a killer video, you know, and then being able to have everything kind of lay out. I think I love the beginning of the video just to sort of really set the stage and let people know that this is something that's like, this isn't just conjured up from nowhere, that this is something real, because I think everyone's got their own way of going through, you know, tough moments in life, whether it's, you know, something incredibly, you know, physically violent like what you went through, but we all sort of, it's like the tough moments are sort of relative to our own lives. So people do struggle with a way to react and a way to deal, whether it's going to therapy or using their art to, you know, to get through something. So I think the really powerful thing about a song like Clipped Wings, and especially the video, is it's a way to show people that there is a light on the other side of it all, and that there's a healthy way to deal with it that's also brutal and intense.
Yes. And yeah, that's just kind of, there's like ways that, you know, people work through things, and this is how I had to work through this, you know. But someone, it looks like Prince asked, feels like I saw a serial killer movie. It kind of feels like I have a dark alter ego. Was that the idea? And yes, like one of the things that really got me through the recovery, because I couldn't do much. I just had to sit at my house basically for like 2 or 3 weeks just doing nothing. And I actually watched Twin Peaks, and like the whole thing, like front to back, like first season, second season, and then Firewalk with Me, and then third season. And that completely changed my whole view of like I was trying to figure out like, where did this evil come from? Like, why me? Like, why did this happen to me? And then I watched Twin Peaks, and like, not to give anything away, which I don't think I'm really doing that, but the whole show is like kind of based on like the nature of evil and like who it can touch and the randomness of it and like where its origins are, and like, and I don't know, it gave me this weird like closure and kind of like understanding, like in a weird way. David Lynch like gave me that for that time period. So there's this place called Twin Peaks. What damn fine choice, exactly. But
yeah, Jamie Hart she's our resident Twin Peaks freak. I'm actually going through it for the very first time with my brother. Cool. So I'm halfway through the second season and loving every minute of it.
There's a little bit of a dip during the second season, but not in a bad way. Just like Lynch kind of walked away for a little bit because he was depressed and came back. But yeah. So that there's like the Red Lodge or the Black Lodge, sorry, whatever, you know, they call it multiple things. But that's where like there's these things. Well, you're on the second season.
Yeah, about halfway through. So we know who did the deed and like what's, you know, really we know about like the Bob entity and everything. And
cool.
You know,
I stopped myself because yes, because yeah, what Prince is talking about is exactly what the case there. It's supposed to be like the worst version of yourself, you know, in that area. And like, you know, that would be me. It would be doing what she did to, you know, to get away with, you know, or, you know, kind of try to deal with what happened, you know. But
yeah,
that's why it's supposed to be a dream. That's not who I am, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
yeah, well, yeah, and you know, I think you know, if I remember correctly, I think we just hung out like one day doing a little something for Bridge City Sessions.
Yeah.
So we probably crossed paths a couple other times. But you always, just following you on socials and everything like that, always struck me as a really like fun-loving guy and very smart and extremely hardworking. So I always admired that about you, and obviously so happy that that you made it through this and that you came out like swinging afterwards. So that's awesome to see. And yeah, guys, we just watched that brutal video, but I swear Duncan is hilarious and very, very charming. And that's definitely the alter ego side. But just to sort of talk about the musicianship of it all, is Hard Pill your first foray into doing lead vocals in a band? Because I know, like, I got to know you as a drummer in a handful of bands. Is this the first time you've fronted a band as a vocalist?
Fronted, yeah, definitely. I did some like backup vocals in this band called Sustainer, which I think that you might have knew about while you were here, maybe not, but yeah, Sustainer. I did like drums, and then I did vocals while I did drums, but not like fronting a band before. No. Sustainer, we always had a song too where we would switch, like drums and vocals. Me and the vocalist, like we would switch for a song. So I guess I kind of got a little bit of my taste of that there. But no, man, I've always kind of wanted to do it. I think most drummers do want to do something other than drumming because they're just stuck behind the kit, like at the back of the stage. Like it's very, what's the word? Confining, I guess. Where like vocals, like Esty, who's in the chat right now, he's a vocalist. He can definitely like attest that there's there's something about just being in free range in the front, moving around, getting in people's faces. Like, there's something about it. So yeah, but this is the first one for sure I've done.
Yeah, you get to express yourself so much more as a vocalist, or just being in the front in general. But man, there have been just a couple times where I've, just for fun, would sing a song with a band or something at a show out there in Portland, sing one of their songs and have such a great time just like letting it loose like that. So yeah, I can certainly appreciate that, especially I think in a genre like hardcore, it's really awesome to have that, to be able to bring that extra level of intensity. I guess, I keep on calling it hardcore. Is that what you consider Hard Pill? Is there a different genre that you think? Or?
I don't really think it's considered hardcore. Well, it's weird because it has like hardcore elements to it for sure. There's no denying that. Like, but I don't think that we're quote unquote a hardcore band at all. Like we don't have the, what is the word? I don't know. Like, there's just like, we don't have the posturing of that type of aesthetic. You know what I mean? Yeah. Silly.
Gotcha.
That's like Esty's talking about. It's too silly to be considered hardcore. It's too like, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. We're not very like politics isn't front and center with this thing at all. Like we're not very like, it's a different thing than all of that goes. Yeah.
I guess I just always think of like, just, close my eyes, listen to the music, forget about the aesthetic. I'm like, that's sort of what I hear is a little bit of that. I think when we've been chatting offline, it's, kind of reminds me of some of the East Coast sort of hardcore, which is a little groovier, I think, like very catchy in a different way, and uses these kind of like minor key melodies to bring you in. So it's a different kind of catchy than something like pop punk. Like both things are catchy, but there's two totally different ways the styles like hook you in.
That's very true. Yeah.
And I think that, so even with Clipped Wings, there's some obviously some funkiness going on there, hardcore elements. We're going to debut a song here in a little bit, guys, called Nowhere. And it is very different from Clipped Wings, but also still has those elements that I like, a little more major key, like a little more kind of hopeful and anthemic, but still brings in all that intensity. So I'm really looking forward to showcasing that song. And I did want to let people know while we've got you here, Duncan, maybe let's see if StreamYard will cooperate with me here. And because I wanted to show off a couple things just in the midst of our conversation here. So we've got your link tree for Hard Pill. And guys, all of these links are in the description below. So if you go to their link tree, you can find all sorts of good stuff. You can, pre-save the album, the brand new album. You can, even get info on the next show if you're in the Portland area, official merch store, all that kind of great stuff. And I did want to just showcase a couple of these pages too while we've got them up. So guys, this link is in the description. It's also pinned in the chat, so you can pre-save the full-length Confusion Range right now. It drops on July 30th. So if you've got Spotify, you can go ahead and pre-save it there, or you can enter in your email and get a link when it's all ready to go. And then I wanted to show off your merch page, which is also linked in the description below. So there's the band. Look at these smiley guys. See, they are silly goose core.
Actually, wearing the same shirt in that picture too, so that's funny.
There you go. I only have like 2 shirts, so the people in the chat can attest to that.
I'm the same, like 2 or 3. That's it.
Yeah. We've got the band there. Everyone's having a great time, and a whole bunch of merch. You got glow in the dark T-shirt. Even you got some gym shorts.
Jamie right there. She says, "I just noticed the Laura Palmer picture on the wall. It's right over there. If you click right there, the Hard Pill Twin Peaks glow in the dark shirt. You see that one?
Yeah.
Click that real quick. That is our Twin Peaks T-shirt that we sell, and that's Laura Palmer on the back wearing a hard pill necklace.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, she's got like some bling.
In the front of it is the Twin Peaks sign, just with our name on there. Welcome to Twin Peaks and all that good stuff.
Nice. Hell yeah.
We have Twin Peaks stuff merch too. So
that's amazing. And you guys have a couple 12-inch vinyls there. Into the Wood Chipper with you and the self-titled, as well as a satchel, fanny pack, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, all that kind of stuff, guys. There's more than just what's on this front page, but you can check that out. The link is in the description below. I just wanted to make sure to showcase that before we got too far into our conversation here. Well, I guess while we're kind of talking about this stuff a little bit, Duncan, do you want to tell us, what folks can expect with Confusion Range here on July 30th?
Yeah, I absolutely can. Like you've already mentioned how it's, you got some like major key elements, but really like Confusion Range is basically like having, thank you, Jamie, from having, thanks, Maxwell. It's basically like, not every relationship is like this, but a lot of relationships we experience growing up, a lot of people in this world, you meet somebody after getting through a horrible breakup, right? And then you've been waiting a long time to date, and then like the fireworks begin. And then if you're not sober during that time period, you guys probably met partying or at a bar, some mutual thing. And you get, you lean into that, all the good stuff, all the fun, all the craziness. And then it starts to like sour up after a bit, because that can, just get old. And then you start to become the person you actually are. When you first meet somebody, you kind of are like putting on your best, not best front, but you're putting the best qualities of yourself first and trying to let them not see like, the stuff that you're self-conscious about. And then that stuff starts to seep in later on. And then it's basically about just how that can fall apart. And then the relationship can end and you both split. And then there's the anger, sadness, forgiveness, acceptance. And the whole album, from the very first song to the very last song, follows that exact pathway. So if you listen to it, like even the way the songs are written and the energy of the songs and the lyrics, everything is all about that feeling and that process. So it's very interesting how the album like ebbs and flows. Very beginning is very like catchy, upbeat, very punk and fun, and then like it starts to get a little bit wobbly, and then like super angry towards the middle, and then it kind of, there's some acoustic stuff. You'll see, man, it's crazy. But yeah, that's kind of where it came about. I just started to like re-examine all these relationships I've had over the years, and like myself, and and that just took it. I wanted to write something that was like a little bit more introspective than the other stuff we've been kind of writing. And it's been a lot of aggressive stuff too. So, we wanted to like reach into other areas and do other things,
So it sounds like it's a bit of a concept record.
Oh, 100%. Basically everything we do is kind of a concept record, I'd say, besides the first EP we did, which really wasn't a concept. It was just like what we had written, which is, I guess, a concept. It's like, just the first thing you write together, but everything we have done since is conceptual. Like everything, it all has a story behind it. You can go to our socials and find things related to it, but we always do like a piece of media to go with the thing we put out, right? So like we did it Chipper with You, which was like a brutal 3-song EP that was just about violence, death, and we did a 3-part found footage video series for it, and it was like a horror film, basically about 15 minutes long, 3 parts, each of them were 5 minutes long. And then for like, we did a Wood Chipper remix album, which was like an electric remix album of that. And we did a funny video, which is like 6 minutes, and it's a found footage comedy where like we go to like summon the devil in the woods, and then we turn Scott into a werewolf on accident, and then he murders all of us. It's like extremely brutal, but all that shit's all over our socials. You just got to go back and look for it. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I forgot to I was trying to remember that to tell you that we do a lot of horror themed stuff with like this band, you know.
Yeah,
if you're all into that stuff, which I think you are because you're on this channel. You can go watch our found footage stuff, and it's all on our YouTube and whatnot.
Yeah, and we've got, guys, the YouTube is linked down below as well, so I think we've got everything. Let me just make sure what's all linked down there. So it's the YouTube, the Instagram, being able to pre-save the full-length Confusion range, official merch store, and that link tree, just if you kind of want to catch all for everything there. So how many songs are on Confusion range total?
11 songs total, but we have like a piano intro, an acoustic song, and then like a song with vocals that's acoustic. So there's like, you know, it's a mix. We have like 8 songs that are like full on, you know, ass kickers, and then we have 3 that are like interludes, you know.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
Also, you were wondering, Davey. So Danner said the Brat Green. You were wondering what that was.
Yeah.
Brat Green is Charlie XCX, I think her name is. She's a performing artist who does like EDM and like she's super popular.
Gotcha.
Her color is her album was Brat, and it's green, and it was all over the world like the last year and a half.
It's like Lime. Let's just call it Lime, right?
That's Lime. Yeah.
I just looked it up. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I've heard of her because she was on SNL, but I'm 43, but I might as well be 83 because I'm so out of touch. Like, I don't have kids, so I don't have anyone to like keep me in touch with like any of this stuff at all. I'm a total idiot when it got like, I'm just I'm lucky to still be listening to any kind of modern music at all lately.
I DJ and stuff, so that's the only reason I know that stuff.
Yeah, now that I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when that was like a thing, and she made the whole Brat thing a thing. What's happening, Eli? So great to see you. I can't not say hello to Eli. He's one of the pillars of the YouTube horror community here. He's always sending really, really fun stuff my way, which is amazing. And then Robert the Wolfman. I gotta say what's up to Robert the Wolfman because it was Robert's birthday yesterday. So everyone wish Robert a happy belated birthday in the chat.
Happy birthday, Robert.
And Robert's a great guy. So really quick before I do want to show off, debut Nowhere. It's such a fun song. It's so much damn fun. I do want to show that off, but I want to give you the opportunity to talk a little bit about some of the other projects that you're involved in out there in Portland, because you're in what, like 4 or 5 bands right now?
Yeah, technically 3 that are active. So I'm in Hard Pill, Black Church, and Lesser Animal. And so those are the 3 that are active, but I'm also in Sacrificer and American Me. They're not active. They're just, everybody has kids, everybody's, super busy and all that stuff. So, we still do our thing. But my other band called Black Church, we have an EP coming out called Your Crumbling World, July 10th. And we have a music video coming out for that called Sleep Paralysis as well. And I play drums in that band. And I play drums in Lesser Animal, who just had a split EP come out with this band called Baron a couple months ago. And the Black Church EP comes out July 10th, and it's really something I'm super proud of. Like, the drumming on that is fucking crazy. Everything about it is just like an ass-kicking record from like beginning to end. And it's I think it's like 4 or 5 songs. I think it's 5 songs. But It's really cool, man. It's super heavy. Yeah, and there you go. Yep. You can go to our Bandcamp right there. That's
And I'll make sure to get that link added as well. But yeah, you guys, you can pre-order the digital album there.
Yeah, we just ordered CDs too. We just got those. We got some merch too. We're just gonna put it together and throw it up on our store. But yeah, I'm really stoked on everything with going on with my other bands, Black Church and Lesser Animal. Everything's going great. But yeah, I'm really excited about this EP coming out. It's been a long time coming, you know. And we have this SD is actually in the chat. He's the one who's been talking and you've been highlighting. He's the vocalist.
Yeah.
And he's a monster, man. I got to record all of his vocals for this. We would just go to our practice space and then, you know, just work through the songs, and they turned out really, really good, man. And he's just a beast on vocals. We got Joe on guitar, amazing guitarist, really one of the best songwriters I've ever worked with, like ever in my life. Trey plays second guitar. He plays bass and hard pill. And then we have Zan, who plays bass in this, and he is fucking nuts, man. He brings the low end like so well, and his playing style is so unique, you know. It's awesome.
And how would you, so for folks in the chat, like, you know, compared to, like, how would you describe the style of music for a band like Black Church?
Oh man, I would say I think Black Church is definitely more up the. You could definitely say this band is hardcore for sure, but I think it's more than that. Honestly, I think that we're definitely like, we have hardcore elements, but I definitely say we're more of like a metal band. I don't know if metal band's the right word. I guess I don't know, man. You know, it's tough to say, but
sometimes it's tough when you're so close.
It's heavy, dark, and aggressive. That's the best way to describe it. But I think we call it. I think we say that it's high impact industrial violence.
There you go. High impact industrial violence, folks. And then I've got Lesser Animal here up on the Bandcamp.
Yep.
Is the split EP the most recent release from Lesser Animal?
Yep. And I direct most of the music videos for my bands. So if you go watch the video for Lesser Animal, I believe the song is called Deadbolt. It's puppets. So yeah, we did a whole puppet music video.
Oh hell yeah. Now, do you record it DIY? Is it all you guys for the recording process of the three bands, or is it just different depending on the band?
For Hard Pill and Black Church, you actually, I guess for all the bands I'm in, we record everything ourselves. We track everything ourselves. We send it to somebody to mix it, but we do track everything ourselves. So.
Yeah, I mean, the production's amazing, man. Sounds really damn good. Like, very saturated, but everything's articulate. So I love that it's got a full sound, but it's like nothing's hidden, nothing's obscured or anything like that. So yeah, everyone in the chat, you know, if you saw that Clipped Wings video, that is essentially a DIY band, a do-it-yourself band. And that's, I guess, one of the things that really attracted me just to punk and hardcore and all that kind of stuff, is this idea of like, well, let's just do it ourselves. And now we're in this age where it's even easier to do it yourself, because you don't have to, I mean, it used to be tens of thousands of dollars to set up a studio, and now you can, if you're savvy and smart about what you're doing, you can track something yourself and not have to, you know, have an entire friggin' room full of gear. But what is your guys' setup like when you track?
I mean, basically, they all have their, like, you know, DAW or whatever they use, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I can just show you real quick because it's easier. I actually have a drum set right there. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a full-on, like, real kit. It's not like, it's an E-kit, but it's like a full, real, you know, kit. So
yeah.
I record everything just on that thing in my living room. And so when you listen to the records, it's still very much me playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just, like, basically choose whatever we want, you know? Like, the thing is with bands and tracking costs so much fucking money, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then when you do it this way, it's so much easier and just, like, way less stressful, and you can, like, really pick everything that you want, like, to how it sounds and everything. So yeah, that's how we do it in all of my bands, actually.
That's awesome, man. I love that. I love that DIY approach. Just to have that control, like you said, it's incredible and really important. Also, if you're got a brand new song idea and you just want to drop a single just for the hell of it. I mean, full lengths are great, but sometimes it's nice if you're like, guys, we just wrote like 3 songs in a couple weeks. Like, let's just do something. You know, you've got that ability. It's incredibly liberating for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. I do want to talk to you about your love of film because you're quite the film critic, Duncan. I don't know if you know this about that's like most of the posts I see of yours on Facebook where I'm like, oh, wow, we totally agreed on that. And then sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, how could he say that about that movie? Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that because we talk about movies so much on this channel, but man, it's so awesome having a musician on here and being able to, you know, having the permission to share the music because I'm like, music is my first love. It's so tough though to talk about music on YouTube when you can't share the music. Whereas with movies, we've all seen these Friday the 13th movies and all these movies a million times. So when people hop into the chat, they know exactly what I'm talking about when I make some crack or reference or whatever. So yeah, thank you so much for letting us show off some music. I think now would be a great time we're just about at the hour mark on the stream. I think if you're cool with it, show off Nowhere. Yeah. Does that sound good to you? Are you guys ready for another Hard Pill song? Guys, this is an exclusive, so get pumped. I want to see some love in the chat. I'm really excited to share this song with you guys. When Duncan sent it over to me, I think I listened to it like 15 to 20 times that night, just like in a row. So I got all nutty for it.
It's a bit of a departure from the other stuff, so just be prepared for that. I should say that.
For sure. I think for those of you who are hanging out in the chat where the super intense, like brutal, side of hardcore is not so much your flavor. I think that it just shows off, I think, how many different kind of, colors the band has. So I think, especially with what you said about, Confusion Range being a concept record and going through these, dynamic ups and downs, I think that, Nowhere really showcases that in contrast to Clipped Wings.
Thank you.
So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get this rolling. I'm going to pause the White Bat audio music. So there we go. And all right, guys, this one's just 2 minutes, 45 seconds. So they get in and they get out and this one's so much fun. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about it. Guys, the official debut of Nowhere by Hard Pill from the upcoming full-length release, Confusion Range. Here we go.
Set our sail,
Oh yeah. Damn. Man, that little guitar line during the verses. I love that guitar line. I when music can be like tough and intense and still like very beautiful, there's just something about that just kind of drives me nuts. In a good way.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Now it sounds like there's somebody else singing a couple of those verses, right? Is that one of the
Yeah, there's one verse that's different. That's Jimmy Nuge. That's his name. He played in this band called the Failsafe Project. Really great band. It came out of, oddly enough, nowhere. That's funny. But his name's Jimmy Nuge, and he's a great vocalist. I've been wanting to get him on something for like a long time now, and I just haven't really had the right thing for it. And I just heard this song the last song we wrote for the album, where it needed to fit in the behind at the very beginning of the album. And I was like, this is it. This is the song that he needs to be on. So he does that one verse, and then he kind of does the nowheres with me.
Yeah.
Like on the second verse, or on the second chorus, whatever you want to call it, or the last chorus before the end. So yeah, he's great. We have a couple guest vocalists on the album.
Hell yeah.
We have Kelly from Thrash Course and Shrews. She's on the first song, which is called Confusion Range, after the piano intro. And then we have my friend Jeff from this band called Sunflower, and he's on Dead Space, which is a very heavy track. So there's a couple of guest spots all over the album. It's really cool. People definitely made their mark where they needed to. So I'm very happy for the people that we got on that record, honestly.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and that's something that's really kind of refreshing and a little bit different to hear in something, a little more hardcore. And I would say even the way that you show off, a different flavors of your own voice. I've always loved singers that, have a few different voices that they can tap into, whether it's like, big timers like Freddie Mercury or Axl Rose. But I just love when somebody's got, when they got just more than one track going, so especially compared to something like Clipped Wings, it was really cool to be like, oh man, this is got that more, like I was saying earlier, more major key kind of feel, a little more uplifting melodically, and really, really good shit, man. Way to go. I'm pumped for the record. I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna pre-save it, so the link is pinned in the chat. You fuckers better go pre-save this shit.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, real seriously, that's the best thing you can do for us, is just pre-save, follow us on Instagram. That's the best thing you can do, at HardPillPDX on Instagram. And yeah, that's for what you can do for us. That's probably the best things. But
yeah, I mean, guys, do it yourself bands. It's not unlike doing something like this YouTube thing where, you really do rely on the people that, hear and enjoy your music to share it with other people that they think would dig it. And, just find a way to enjoy it and support the band in any way you can. So, yeah, I mean, dude, I'm so pumped for you guys. I'm 11 tracks, concept record coming out July 30th. You've also got the Black Church EP dropping on the 10th, you said, correct? July 10th?
Yep.
All right. So you can go watch Superman and then listen to Black Church on the drive home from the theater. There you go.
Perfect day.
And that segues very nicely into some movie talk. Duncan, what got you into movies, man? When did you fall in love with film as a kid? Was there like a relative or somebody that got you into it, or a friend or something like that?
I think the first time I realized like I really loved movies was when I was with my grandma, and my parents like left me there for the day because they had to go do something. And this was funny. I discovered my love for movies and Cheetos the same day. So basically, she was like, "You want to watch something?" And I was like, "Yeah." So then she grabbed a bag of Cheetos, which I never had, and then we sat down on the couch, and then she pulled out Alien on VHS, which was so weird that they owned that. Like, it was just, She's like, "You want to watch this?" And I was like, "I've never seen that." And then she was like, "Okay." So then she put in Alien, and then she's like, "You want some Cheetos?" And I was like, "What are those?" I never had those. And I ate there, and I sat there, and I remember eating Cheetos and watching Alien, and I was like, "This is the best life anyone could ever live." Right? So yeah, it was that was one of those moments. I think it was Alien. That like stick in my brain type thing. Like that was definitely one of those moments where I was like, damn, this is awesome, you know? So that was definitely one of them.
About what year are we talking when you first saw Alien over at your grandparents'?
Man, probably like 19, had to be like 90 or something, 89, maybe like 92 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big one. My brother showed me that when I was just getting into, you know, I'd seen all the, you know, I'd already seen like Star Wars and all the more basic kind of stuff. Like, you know, Joss kind of had me fall in love with film. But I remember watching, I think it was Alien, and we watched Close Encounters like the very same weekend.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah, I mean, Alien, like, you know, a brother that's 10 years older than me that's like, here, I'll guide you on this journey. And still to this day, it's my favorite movie in the franchise. I love like the slow burn of it. And it's just got that really creepy, I don't know, kind of atmosphere and vibe.
Yeah, it's really fucking good, man. I own all of them. So, you know, I go back and forth between Aliens and Alien. It's tough for me because like, I don't know. It depends on like what mood I'm in. Like do I want to watch like the slow burn, like kind of stalker alien film, or do I want to watch like, you know, like the crazy action packed Bill Paxton, you know, badass, like the way game over.
Yeah,
but you know,
that is a really tough one. I've got a series with a buddy of mine that lives out in New Jersey. We do a series here on the channel where it's like a versus, and we did Alien versus Aliens. We did the two Halloween 2 movies, so like the first Halloween 2 and then Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and we actually have like a point system. So we award, we did Terminator and Terminator 2, which is a little more James Cameron love there. But yeah, it's super fun, and it is very difficult. I don't think there's a wrong answer for Alien and Aliens. It really is a mood thing, or what kind of genre you just happen to be in, you know?
Yeah, it really is. It's like, it's you know, I even like the third one, you know? Like, I like, Resurrection is kind of like, you know, but
it's a little odd.
It's a little
What
odd.
did you think of Romulus?
I thought Romulus was really good. I thought it was really good. I think they got a lot of good parts right. I thought, like, I think with most modern film nowadays, I think it could have been a little bit shorter. They just like taking out certain parts. Yeah, I feel like most modern day films were unnecessarily like 20 minutes too long.
I'm right there with you. Everyone in the chat knows I'm such a runtime bitch. I watch a movie and I'm like, what? Why was that movie as long as it? Like, why was Nosferatu 2 hours and 12 minutes?
Yeah, dude.
Why?
I just rewatched that the other night. And I was just thinking that the whole time. I was like, God damn, like I wasn't crazy when I saw this in theaters, because the whole time I was in theaters, I was just like, all right, like, is this gonna be a movie? Just like, I mean, I understand, like, I get it, but it's just, I don't know. I don't know what I expected with that movie, but
it's another scene where Lily Rose Depp convulses, and then Willem Dafoe tells us about Nosferatu and how he's getting closer to her. We need like 5 or 6 of those in the movie, because I don't know if I get it yet.
That was too much, man. Like, I love that director. He's like one of my favorites, but
Eggers is great.
Wasn't a big fan of that at all, but
and I think sometimes, you watch a movie and you're like, not every movie needs to be 2 hours long, you know? And then sometimes you watch a movie that is that long or a little bit longer, and you're like, all right, credit to them, because they actually made it all work, you know? Like, why are the Terrifier movies why is part 2 and part 3 so long? Have you seen those Terrifier movies?
Yeah, I'm like, I can handle certain amounts of gore. But when it's like, it's just like, I mean, I've watched scenes from Terrifier and Terrifier 2, and it's just like, it's just so much. It's like so fucking much. I can't do it. It's like, but you know, respect to people that watch. I mean, I can watch it and be like, dude, the prosthetics on this are incredible. But like, for the most part, I'm just like, I just can't do this. It's just too much to watch. But
if I didn't have
stand, like back in the day, I could watch that type of stuff or whatever, you know. I think it was hilarious, you know.
I mean, it's one of those things where like someone was going to do it, someone was going to find that level of gore in horror at some point, so it's like, well, now that gap is filled. But if I didn't have a horror YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't have watched those. I avoided them because I was like, I know it's not going to be my cup of tea, because I like, you know, the like when it comes to violence, it's sort of like listening to a record. Like, I want things to be dynamic. I don't mind an off-screen kill or two. I don't mind a couple that are more brutal looking and then having something that's a little more obscured, or something like Texas Chainsaw where it just feels visceral without being gory. You know, so yeah, those Terrifier movies, I'm like, oh my God, what are they doing? But what's the best movie that you've seen so far this year in 2025?
Also, SD's right about that. He says, I think 28 days versus 28 weeks is also a preference mood thing. That's how I describe them to people. I go, I think the same thing about Sicario and Sicario 2. Like, all those movies are the same to me. Like, the first one is very slow burn, very, and then the second one is just chaotic action craziness. But the best movie I've seen this year, man, I'd have to think about that, dude. Honestly, like, I thought Companion was really sick.
Yeah,
Companion was awesome. What did I watch last night? No, Barbarian didn't come out this year, did it? No, Barbarian.
That's 2022. But that guy's got that new Weapons movie coming
Weapons
out.
is coming out.
Really good.
I haven't really seen much. I haven't really seen much horror like this year, or I haven't seen a lot of good movies this year. Like, I just saw 28 Years Later. That shit was terrible. I was like not a fan of that at all. I was like unapologetically not a fan of that. Like the first like act is cool or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, even then it's like, it's just like standard zombie fare. It's nothing crazy. Like, it's nothing we haven't seen a billion times before, you know? And then
I gave it like a 2.5 stars coming out of the theater, and then a few days later I was like, I think I hate that movie the more I think about it.
Dude,
like that movie, it's just a setup for other movies. I'm like, that's not what a movie should be. A movie should be a complete story. Like, what the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, what SD said, the new Osgood Perkins, The Monkey was amazing.
Yeah, I had fun with that one. And it's weird though, it's these Stephen King stories, sometimes I feel like he sort of falls off at the end, like he doesn't always know how to wrap up his story. But man, the first third of The Monkey was like darkly hilarious. I loved it. The middle I was like pretty with, and the end I was like, I'm not sure about that. But man, that what's his name? Theo James, that guy is incredible. His voice is one of the most amazing. Like, I could listen to him narrate anything ever. And he's not even American. He does a better American voice than anyone. It's ridiculous.
He's really good. Yeah, The Monkey made me just laugh. I wasn't expecting it to be as funny as it was. That's why I liked it so much. It was just like, but the third act of The Monkey was definitely,
that's the Stephen King part of it.
I still thought it was funny though, just because it was just such an outrageous movie. But yeah, I totally I totally understand what people are saying in the chat though.
Did you see Sinners?
Yes, I did see Sinners, and I think that I'm the only human being on this planet that was not like totally just head over heels for it. I thought the first half of it was amazing. First half of it was 10 out of 10. And then once the vampires got introduced, I was just like, what? Like, it was just a weird, shoehorned thing to have happen. And then it was weird. The dialogue got all like campy and like mediocre. Like, they had this great first half of like a really serious period picture piece about these two brothers that were returning to the South. And it was like this really awesome film. And then they're just like, vampire time. And it's like, well, I see Dusk Till Dawn. That's a movie that's existed for 20 years. And when that happened, I was just like, oh, so we're just watching Dusk Till Dawn now. And I didn't have the same prolific religious or whatever you want to call it feeling people did. Like, I see all these people posting about it, like, that's the greatest movie of the past 100 years. I'm just like, what? Like, you guys ever see There Will Be Blood or No Country for Old Men or anything like that? Like, what is wrong with it? It's just, I don't know.
Well, hyperbole is so huge, especially on the internet and social media. So it's like, as soon as something comes out, it's either the greatest thing ever or it's the biggest piece of shit ever. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, I don't know how many people give you shit for your opinions on your Facebook movie reviews, but the idea of nuanced opinion seems to be like just out of people's minds. Like, no, even if someone likes something, they don't want to admit that there's something negative about it or something that didn't work quite as well for them. I don't know what that is, if social media is just turning us into narcissists. I know that's a bigger topic, but what do you think about that?
No. I think that it is. I think it's all based on rage is like what keeps people using something. You know what I mean? So it's like they want people to have that opinion so they can stay on Twitter and Facebook longer to interact and be given ads. You know what I mean? So
sure.
I think mostly everything in this world, even advertising, is meant to like elicit a like a response like that. You know?
Yeah. It's fucked up. It's fucking weird.
It's all about dopamine dumps and the adrenaline you get, and it's crazy, man. It's all built off all that stuff. So, but no, I agree with you. I think that's a big problem, honestly. Like, you can't even have like, yeah, it's crazy. Like I just mildly suggested some stuff about Sinners, and like someone like went on this like 20-minute rant about how I didn't understand American culture and like the history of the United States, and I'm just like, you realize like someone can understand all of the things you're talking about and understand the nuances of a film and just still not like it because personal what, you know, I don't know, man. It doesn't
change, like, if the movie works for you regardless of its, you know, historical accuracy or whatever, like, if the movie doesn't work, the movie doesn't work. It's not. And I mean, I did really enjoy Sinners. I saw it. I have that AMC A-list thing, so it's so easy for me to like go back. So I saw it a couple times. And I was able to see it early, and like the takeaways that I got from it, where I was like, I've seen a couple of Ryan Coogler's movies, and I think this is the one that's been the most visually impressive to me. I haven't seen his whole filmography, but especially that first half felt like a Tarantino film.
That's what I said. I told my friend, I was like, I felt like for the first half I was watching a Tarantino and Spike Lee film that had been completely perfectly melded together somehow, which is hilarious because they both hate each other. And then it devolved into like a campy horror film, which is cool. I mean, it's just, I was like, where's that pizzazz and like originality from that first half that I was, you know, you're building up to this, then it's just like, you know, but you're very right. Stylistically, how it was filmed, everything like that, perfect. I'm not saying anything about that aspect of it, you know, FYI. I was just kind of like disappointed with like, I guess, not even the direction or story, but how they approached it and just like how everything just changed. Like, it was
just kind of jarring for you.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think one of the, like, I think what they're going for is sort of like, you know, a lot of times vampires are like seductive kind of in a sexual way. And this was more of like a acceptance kind of seduction of like, you're never going to be accepted by these people, but if you become one of us, like, you'll be loved by us forever. So I think that's how they were trying to tie it into everything of like, you know, this is 1930s Mississippi. Like, tomorrow's going to bring a new day and they're going to look at you the very same. So why not join us? What did you think about the musical aspect? Because I'm sitting there watching it and I'm like, this is damn near a rock opera.
Oh no, it was amazing. The music was perfect for the whole movie. It was really good. Like, really good. Like, it had like Oh Brother Where Art Thou vibes to it, big time.
Yeah.
But I love all that. I love that type of stuff too. So I was very happy with the music choices, actually.
Yeah, it is. I've really enjoyed it, but of course, the overhype I think can also sort of, you know, I think I had the same thing happen to me with Abigail last year, where like when it debuted at like Texas Frightmare or whatever it was, all like reviewers came out and they were like, oh my God, Abigail's like so fucking amazing. And then I went and watched it and I was like, I was fortunate enough to go to a press screening for it, and everyone's having an awesome time in the theater, and I'm like, oh no, I'm the jerk, because I just think it's fine. I didn't think, like, I was like, this isn't bad. It's just like,
I think
but that overhype.
My friend told me about this too. Like, Rotten Tomatoes pulls together those reviews from those people now too. It's not just like official movie reviewers. It's like people that get early press things. So. I mean, if you're in that position, I respect how you actually are honest with your opinion, but like, if you're a person with like not a large number of followers or what could be considered that, and you get invited to go to these types of things, like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, are you going to go? Are you going to like be really concise and accurate? And, you know, if you have a bad review, give them that. Or do you want to get invited for the next Final Destination movie that comes out next year?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, we're also we're stuck in a weird period because you're getting all these like inaccurate reviews from people. Because I'll see movies that have like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like that was not at all. You really got to look at the audience. Really, that's
Sure.
even the audience is starting to get like they can change numbers based on quote unquote wokeness. So it's like you can't even trust that.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, the politicalization of like everything is ridiculous. Like the movie is either like woke or it's right wing or it's like there's again no nuance really. And there are movies that some people have been like, oh, what the hell is this going to be? Like, I'm sure a lot of people had a negative view of something like Thunderbolts just because it's another Marvel movie. And then I haven't seen a lot of the recent Marvel movies. I just kind of, after Captain Marvel came out, I was like, okay, I'm going to give you guys a break for a minute.
Yeah.
But I went and checked out Thunderbolts and I was like, man, I'm like, what this movie says about like mental health struggles and how real it is and how I've said some of those things to myself that these characters say in this film, and they all are kind of going through something, but yet the action still was satisfying and the humor was there without undercutting like the message or whatever you want to call it. But it's like, a movie like Thunderbolts, I'm like, man, it's kind of like some people might scoff at it, and I don't like the heavy messaging that like hits you over the head with it. But I walked out of that movie being like, man, that movie like tried to make me cry.
I need to watch that. I've definitely put Marvel to the side for a bit, but I'm not open to going to give it a shot. So now I saw that it's come out, so I might actually give that a movie a shot. Yeah,
I was like, I thought it was kind of
home because then I'm like, okay, I can.
There you go.
Like it,
Yeah, and I thought it was just refreshing because it was plenty to enjoy. And yeah, I mean, seriously, some of those things I'm like, fuck, I've been saying that to myself since I was like a kid. And here this character, and I've never seen a blockbuster or like a big budget movie actually tend to these things in a serious manner. So it's kind of, a little bit of an eye-opening moment. But yeah, I totally hear what you're saying about them sort of massaging people, because I know I've seen pictures from some of the folks in the horror YouTube community. They're like, oh, I got to go to the premiere of this movie, and they're like giving you these free cocktails that are like signature cocktails for the movie. And I'm like, oh, they're getting you drunk so they can take advantage of you and have you watch their like decent movie and say that it's like the best thing that's come out this year. So
yeah, exactly. So it's like you got to think about that with like a grain of salt always,
For sure. Yeah, and especially like those Texas Frightmare events, because those are extra. Like to be able to go to a press screening, there's a lot of people there, but those events where they like fly you out, oof, yeah. Well, we've all got our price, I guess, but that's, maybe that's why you and I are a bit more into the punk thing, because you just want to be able to make up your own damn mind. What are you looking forward to as far as film goes for the rest of the year? Are you thoughts on Superman? Any of that other stuff?
Superman should be cool. I really like James Gunn a lot. I think that he crushes whatever he does, basically. So I think that that's going to be really, really dope. I think that he's going to do a great job. But I mean, I still love it's Zack Snyder Superman. Most people don't,
Yeah, Man of Steel. I love that. Yeah,
I love Man of Steel. I think that's one of the best superhero movies ever made. But there was a movie, Spinal Tap 2. So stoked about that.
Yeah.
There's another movie coming out later this year. I can't remember what it is though. Give me one second.
Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like they've shown. Dude, I was telling my brother, we went and saw F1 yesterday, and I was telling my brother on the way to the theater, I was like, they keep on releasing these like little snippets of Fantastic Four. It's like they keep on waiting for something. Oh, this is going to be the one that gets people excited. Let's put out another one. And everyone's just no.
How many times are we going to remake the fucking Fantastic Four and nobody's still going to give a shit about it?
Yeah.
But so Frankenstein's coming out. I'm stoked on that. That Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Movie. Weapons, obviously. Tron, the new Tron movie.
With
the album done by
Nine Inch Nails.
Mortal Kombat 2. Happy Gilmore 2, The Naked Gun. That's probably what I'm most stoked on for the rest of the year. I think that's about it. Yeah, from what I'm looking at it right now, and I can't. Oh, Predator Badlands.
I was going to ask you about Predator. Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, that animation Predator movie was fucking fantastic. 10 out of 10.
I still have to check that one out.
Dude, it's everything you've ever wanted to see with Predator ever. I mean, ever. It's great.
And I've heard the way that it ends, it's something that could sort of wrap into the next live action. Like we see some characters that we've seen in live action.
Yep.
In the animated universe, and maybe we'll get a little bit of a shift. And I love that kind of multimedia approach, you know, especially within a shared universe. It's so
good, dude.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too. I'm trying to think if there was another one that I was really pumped on, but you kind of hit them all there. I'm really curious about Naked Gun because I loved the teaser. Was a little lukewarm on the full trailer, but I still like Seth MacFarlane.
No, I'm in the same boat. I'm like very hesitant about thinking that that's going to be any good, but I'm just going to go give it a shot. But yeah, when I saw the full length trailer, I was just like, so he's just eating chili dogs and shitting his pants. What is this? Like this?
Yeah.
This isn't a joke. This is just a dude shitting his pants eating chili dogs. Like, where's the joke? Like,
I'm like, Frank never did this.
It's dumb, but it's very smart. Like,
the
jokes are dumb, but you have to be a very smart person and like think about how they all line up and then call back to one another. Like, it can't just be silly situation after silly situation. It has to be like well thought out. That's why the Naked Gun movies were so well done. I mean, I rewatch them on a regular basis, and I'll find new things I never saw before in my life. You know.
Yeah, I grew up on those. I know we've talked about horror a whole bunch, but yeah, I grew up on like Airplane, Hot Shots, Naked Gun, all those kinds of movies. And for the most part, it's played pretty dry and pretty straight. They're not like good. It's very like, no, we're gonna deliver this like it's a serious line.
Yeah,
and it's the absurdity of the situation that makes it funny. And it does seem like they're doing a little bit of that with the new Naked Gun, but yeah, they're also leaning into the I'm going to shoot my gun off in a cafe so I can have a massive shit in the bathroom.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So, yeah, we'll see about that. Comedy, it's tough, man, especially like in the day and age that we live in now where people seem to be like afraid of being offensive, which is sort of necessary. Like, I think that you do have to cross a line with comedy, and you're not saying that it's okay to be that way. A lot of times in comedy, you're making fun of that like wild, outlandish kind of viewpoint or whatever. But for whatever reason, it seems like there's been a little bit of a lull with comedy and film anyway.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. That's why I thought The Monkey was so good, because it was so funny. Like, I was like, finally a fucking movie that makes me laugh. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, comedy's just been, it just sucks. We're in a really weird time right now for like mainstream film comedies or anything like that. Like I don't think we'll ever come out of it, unfortunately. I don't think this is going to be something that we just get past. It's very, we're done, like those movies go to Netflix and streamers now. Like the great comedy era is basically done. You won't, it's everything is basically either on a streamer or on YouTube. You're not going to really see too much in this. I mean, I thought Deadpool vs. Wolverine was one of the best comedies I've seen in I don't know how long, dude. It just felt like a real comedy, like just made for the people. So it's been a long time since something great in theaters like that made me laugh my ass off.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, whenever you look at mainstream art or entertainment or however the two cross, I mean, similar with like music and with movies, there just aren't as many chances taken when there's a lot of money involved. So it's almost like you have to have a smaller production company put together a comedy like that, or somebody like Judd Apatow just like puts his own money into something, or people crowdfund it or whatever. Because it's sort of like coming from like the musical backgrounds that we both come from, or the music that we really enjoy. That's just it's never been something that major labels ever really taken a chance on something that's like truly risky. Again, they want it to be palatable, and I totally get that, but yeah, it is. God, hopefully we have a return to some real comedy. It's so weird to think like Superbad was almost like 20 years ago now.
Yeah, I think comedy's safe space right now is like television, like streamers. Like The Studio is amazing, Veep was amazing. Like there's still good comedy being made. It's just on like streamers. Like The Studio is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. So if you've never seen
that's the one with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
All right.
That
I'll have to check that out.
Especially if you're a movie lover. I mean, that show's made for movie lovers. Like, that's exclusively. But it's like, it's also like, it's like a grown-up version of Superbad. That's the best way to describe it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, even stuff like,
Aaron,
you know, the first, like,
Aaron, if you missed the Apatow era, watch the studio. That'll scratch your itch perfectly.
and I was going to say, even like the first like 12 or 13 seasons of It's Always Sunny, like until they got like, I think they sort of lost it a little bit after that, but you know, 13 seasons of a show that was pretty wild.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, dude. Yeah, Always Sunny was carrying the torch for a long time.
And then I think they realized, oh wait, we're famous now, and our friends don't like it when we make these jokes. So now we're gonna have to like clean up our dirty show,
Yeah.
or whatever happened. I don't know.
It's true though. You make enough money, you know.
It changes you. It certainly does.
It does.
But hopefully, if Hard Pill's new record, Confusion Range, hits, and you guys make $1 billion, it won't change you guys, and you'll keep on making your awesome hardcore music. Let's see here. We've been chatting for a little over an hour. I try not to keep people on here forever. I just want to make sure there's nothing else that we're missing. I've got guys, again, the link is pinned in the chat. If you guys want to, or I'm not even going to say if you want to, pre-save the album Confusion Range by Hard Pill. And then links for everything Hard Pill is in the description right now. Duncan, I will add the links for Black Church and Lesser Animal as well, just so folks can find all of your music there. Is there anything else I'm missing here?
No, I think that's it, man. And thank you so much for having me on. You know, if you guys can just pre-save that and follow Hard Pill on Instagram at HardPillPDX, that would be amazing. And that's really all we got to do for today. And thanks for premiering Nowhere. And I love you, Davey. Thank you so much for everything, brother.
Love you too, brother. So happy you are rocking and healthy and hanging out with your dog Stone and living life and loving life. So that's amazing. And yeah, guys, I'll go ahead and, you know, I'm going to remind you, I'll share the link on the community so you guys can pre-save the album. When the album drops, I'm going to bug you guys again about it. So yeah, for sure. Yeah, Duncan, thank you so much again, man. Really appreciate you. Feel free to reach out anytime. If you've got another, album or release coming out, or if you guys end up in my neck of the woods in the hot ass desert, reach out to me ahead of time as well, man.
We will, man. And yeah, we were subscribed to you on YouTube, and good luck, man. Hopefully you get over 1,500 tonight.
It would be amazing. Just gonna keep, the thing is too, is like, this has become like a mental health thing for me, just being creative. Like ever since the music part of my life, kind of that chapter sort of closed, and these people in the chat have been incredible. The people in the community are so awesome. They've, lifted me up through all the valleys and everything like that, and been there for the peaks as well. So all credit to these guys. And yeah, even if I had 5 subscribers, I'd still be doing this because I'm that self-indulgent. Hell yeah, man. We'll have a great rest of your night. And yeah, let's keep in touch. And guys, yeah, follow Hard Pill, and I'll have the other links down below as well. Check them out on Instagram, pre-save that record, and I'll continue to bug you about that. And Duncan, until we meet again, brother, thank you so much, man.
All right, have a good one, guys. Thank you, chat. See you soon.
Take care. All right, y'all. Holy cow. What a fun interview with our guy, Duncan Allen from Hard Pill, Black Church, Lesser Animal, and a couple other bands that are also active from time to time when folks have that availability in their lives. Yeah, guys, that was fun. Great catching up with Duncan. Man, I love talking movies with somebody that I usually just get to like read his thoughts on movies on Facebook. And there are times where I'm like, ooh, I want to jump in the comments. And I'm like, okay, I'll save it. We'll bring Duncan on. We'll talk about music. We'll talk about everything. So that was awesome. Really appreciate you guys kicking it with us here as well. Yeah, check out everything. I've already said it a million times, but pre-save the album, follow them on Instagram. And, I know, so I guess with you guys, I'm still sort of figuring out what everyone's musical taste is, but I was very encouraged by what you guys were saying in the chat. I thought you guys were incredibly sweet and honest. And, at least in my experience, music that's a little more brutal is not everyone's cup of tea. So I really appreciate you guys not only hanging out and chit-chatting with us, but also having excellent taste and enjoying the tunes as well. So I'll probably kick around here for another few minutes or so. I don't know. What do you guys got for me? I think it's been a while since I've just gone, giving you guys the rule of the chat. So let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything you're curious about, if you want me to show off the merch again. Joking. But yes, brand new merch. Eli, you know about the merch, right? You're still there? All right. Always glad to meet another Twin Peaks fan. That was pretty awesome. I was like, oh, Jamie is going to be so happy about that. Yes, Jamie, if you get, you said you were going to order that glow in the dark Laura Palmer shirt. So when you get that, got to take a picture and we'll find a way to send it over, to Duncan, or you can follow them on Insta and take a picture and share it with those guys over there. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, J Beach. Really appreciate you. Aaron Click says, cool guy. Yeah, guys, Duncan is a total sweetheart. And it's so awesome to see somebody out there like that thriving. And if I could fly out to Portland and kick it with those guys and be there for the record release, that would be amazing. Not going to happen, but it would be so awesome. Eli says, yes, sir. The new merch is awesome. Killer, man. Thank you so much. And it looks like most of you guys would like me to sneak that Davey Deathray logo in there for the merch. So I'll be working on that tonight. So we'll find a way to make that happen. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything else. Guys, I know I covered the Crystal Lake, the set photos that Frank took, and then even the photo of Pamela Voorhees. Did anything else come out on Crystal Lake today? I'm curious to see if Bloody Disgusting. I am so surprised that Bloody Disgusting did not show off those pictures. And maybe they have an agreement to not show anything off to keep the A24 people in their good graces. I don't know, but I'm looking for it and I'm not seeing anything there. There's just a bunch of random stories here. But nothing on the set photos, or man, the picture of Linda Cardellini as Pamela, they must have something official in the works if Bloody Disgusting is not trying to show that stuff. Aaron says the music was heavy, but I'm glad it had a punk edge and wasn't trying for the most evil sound in the world. Too many bands end up carbon copies of other bands doing that shit. I agree. And again, I guess it does all kind of come down to taste. There are some people that really want that, maybe something that's a little sludgier, more brutal, or more screamy, or indecipherable lyrics, or that kind of thing. That's not necessarily my cup of tea. When it comes to hardcore, I do want the brutal intensity. One of my favorite hardcore bands is Paint It Black from Philadelphia. And to me, I think they're really tough, but then also they've got those beautiful melodies that they sneak in, with darker vocal melodies over them. Sometimes the singer there's a little bit of a scream, but mostly it's just that really urgent kind of shouting that really makes you pay attention, and you can understand most of what they're saying, which I think is key, especially if you have something to say. Sometimes when I listen to music, whatever it is, there's punk that's like this, there's metal that's like this, where the singer is just completely indecipherable. And I'm like, so why did you write lyrics? And are you ashamed of your lyrics? Are they not very good? Do you not have something to say? Those are the things I start asking myself. And so it is refreshing to hear something that's so tough and so brutal and, can be called hardcore, but still has beautiful aspects and is intelligible. Just to be able to understand the articulation of everything is what I really love. So yeah, I'm kind of right there with you, Aaron. Sometimes noisy music just ends up being, it's where's the dynamics? So if it's all just kind of noisy, sludgy, I can kind of check out. But yeah, really digging Hard Pill. I can't wait to check out the record, guys. I've only heard those 2 songs. Maybe Duncan will be an extra sweetheart and send me a little link if it's available early, and I can let you guys know, how amazing the whole thing is. But based on what he's told us earlier tonight, I think it's going to be a really interesting record. And I don't know, maybe this is something that's big, become more of a part of hardcore, and maybe I just don't know about it because I've kind of been out of the loop for a little bit. But to me, it's really interesting that a band that, I consider to be like a hardcore band or like a, hardcore punk band, to have all these different flavors that he's talking about within the record and having it be a concept record. I'm really interested to see where it goes, and maybe we'll get something even tougher than Clipped Wings. And it sounds like we're certainly going to get things that are a little more delicate and I don't want to say palatable, maybe palatable for a mainstream audience, but yeah, something that's a little more delicate as well. So yeah, guys, what should I talk about here? I saw Presence, I saw F1. I'm going to watch The Ugly Stepsister and Ash. Those are two movies that I want to watch here before I jump into my horror of 2025 ranking. I haven't watched every horror movie that's come out. There's like Woman in the Yard that I haven't seen. There's a few that I haven't seen, but I am going to put together, for those of you guys that weren't in the stream earlier, I had a poll just to see if y'all were interested in a ranking video, like a live stream ranking of the horror films that I've seen so far in 2025. And it was crazy. It was like 96% of you guys, or 94% of the people that were hanging out earlier wanted that live stream. So I'll be putting that together sometime relatively soon. That might even be tomorrow. We'll see. When is the Crystal Lake show supposed to drop? I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be February of 2026. That's the next Friday the 13th. So I'm hoping that we get something by then. I don't think it would be sooner, unless they're very, very quick on the turnaround and they're able to, if they're filming it chronologically and they're able to get episodes to us by spooky season, I would be very surprised. I think based on everything I've heard Vincent DeSantis say, and he would know because he's worked on, so many different productions on so many levels, he says that it is technically possible for them to have something ready by October. But to me, it just seems to make sense to sort of hold off until you've got the whole show ready to go. February, Friday the 13th, 2026. There you go. Jamie says I'm into T Swift and Tool. Yeah, and I've got Jim Croce is one of my favorite musicians of all time. And then I listen to stuff like Hard Pill and Paint It Black, and I enjoy like Mastodon. Whatever. It's like it's kind of all over the place. So it's like, just write good songs and keep me interested and kind of keep me on my toes. And that's kind of pretty much all I care about. The only requirement is I have to think the songs are catchy. I want to be the one who can, I want to be the one people can rely on if they make a mistake. Damn, I felt that line. Also, we love you, Bob. # Thunderbolts. Yeah, I love Thunderbolts. Yeah, I mean, specifically, guys, when Bob says, it would just, I always make things worse. I've said that to myself almost my whole life. Things would be so much easier with everyone, or for everyone else, if I wasn't here. Those are things, like some of the things that Bob said, like I've been saying those things to myself for like 30 years or more. So it's kind of wild. And I know I'm not the only one. There's a reason why it's in the movie. It's just really cool to see that, I don't know what you want to call it. If you want to call it representation or just acknowledgement, like I don't even feel like I was represented, just an acknowledgement of something that's like tough and kind of ugly, but a part of the human experience for a lot of people. So yeah, I thought it was wonderfully handled. Ballerina today, Freaky Tales tomorrow, Let Me Cook this week. Man, Ballerina, barely made it through that one. That movie was so boring to me. That was I was numb to the action in Ballerina. I know I already gave my live review, so we don't need to dive into the whole thing all over again. But yeah, guys, I don't know. There's 13 of you hanging out. It seems to be pretty steady. If you guys have any other questions for me, I'll answer those. Otherwise, I can go grab a bite to eat and put on a movie, and and get ready for another stream, hopefully tomorrow. Aaron says I have to have eclectic taste in music. I can't stand being around people who only like one kind of music. Yeah, I mean, I've got like the few things that are my favorites, but as long as it's good, really, that's the only only requirement. And I know good is totally subjective, but what can you do? Yeah, guys, so that's probably going to wrap it up here for this edition of Late Night with the Davey, episode 51. How awesome is that, guys? Episode 51. We're over that halfway mark to 100. I'm super pumped. Really quick before I go, I'm going to check the subscriber count here. 1492. The Columbus number there. That terrible, terrible guy, Columbus. So we're getting there, guys. We're edging closer to 1,500 subscribers. Maybe I'll do a little something for it. I don't think so. I think I'll just end up going live around that time anyways. We can acknowledge it, but it won't be like, I'll wait until 2,000 to actually do a real thing. So thank you guys so much for kicking it here. Really appreciate the Death Squad mods for hanging out and keeping everything clean. Really appreciate the Patreon members and the YouTube channel members as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. For those of you that missed the news stream, I'm going to work on that Crystal Lake, showing off the set photos and the first look at Pamela Voorhees. I'm going to put that together tonight. It should be dropping either middle of the night or you can check it out very early in the morning. So keep an eye out for that. And keep an eye out for news on my ranking stream of the horror movies I've seen from 2025 so far. Halfway through the year, so we'll do a little catch up. It's going to be 12 or 13 movies. And check out the merch, y'all. I saw that in the theater. And Death Squad merch, that's for you guys to show off your love for not only what we do here at the channel, but for the awesome community that you guys have put together. So it's a great opportunity to rep your fellow man or woman in the chat. But until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.